Hey everybody, welcome to Breaking Rad episode, who knows what episode, I don't know what the number is. Tonight though, we are going to be finishing our super team, and I am joined by the Goon Squad, as well as a good friend, fellow colleague, trusty sidekick. Hey everybody, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. It's really great to have Trusty with us. It's great to see him live.
That's one less viewer we have now, so now we're down to one viewer, I think.
What are you going to do without me in the chat? That's kind of like the Little Rascals, you know? They put on the show, but there was nobody to come to the show because everybody was in the show.
We're like the little Goon Rascals.
Okay. Let's worry about what the show is technically about. That's creating a super team.
Yes.
We're going to try and recap what we created last week. And Mutt, do you still have your drawing from last week?
I have a drawing.
So, are you able to pull something up?
I can definitely share my screen. Definitely.
Nice. So let's recap our characters. Trusty, let me know what you think about this. We started off with the character that Mark created. He called him COVID Ops. Created the character and changed his name to Patient Zero. He can absorb sickness or injury to protect his friends. In absorbing that sickness and injury, he can kind of use that as fuel to fight. But he can only absorb so much, and it starts like messing him up. The more he can absorb, the more damage he can do. And he's from Chinatown.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
He's not really good in a close-up fight because he's got to stay 6 feet away from everybody else.
So our goal here is to create a super team. This is inspired by Cal because he saw the garbage that Marvel was creating in the new Warriors, and it was absolutely terrible.
That's terrible.
We're trying to better the new Warriors.
Be better.
By creating our own. Our next character on the team is our mystic or our kind of magical character named Buffalo Phil, kind of like a kabuki mask that raises the dead, and he kind of like rides on the back of the corpse and uses that corpse to fight, cause mischief, be obnoxious, stuff like that.
We were talking about a moral conundrum, whoever our leader of the group is going to be, where Buffalo Phil requires dead bodies, and the leader has a very strict no-killing rule, so he's generally forced to make some very morally questionable decisions to keep Buffalo Phil in the game.
He's getting hobos off the streets.
He's basically murdering drifters. And
doing the city a favor, but also keep giving Buffalo Phil fresh meat.
I mean, he's not, they're not real people. I mean, like you saw that footage of all those COVID bodies. That was actually the leader of the group packing them up.
He has a little cold storage area. He drives around the city, picks up, bring out your dead and all that, throws them in the van, and then Buffalo Phil just picks out whatever outfit he wants to put on and goes for it. All right, and then we have a third character. It's kind of the heavy hitter. It's a female. Her powers are affected by the season. Her name was Saison. Yep.
Saison.
Summer season, she's gifted with fire. Winter, ice powers. Fall, rot powers. And spring, growth powers. So maybe like spring, she's like kind of like the Hulk.
So that begs the question. If her powers are based on the season and she were to like travel across the globe to the other hemisphere, would her powers immediately change?
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe they would alter. Maybe it wouldn't be like an immediate change. I don't know. They might be going on a mission and being like, we're in summer, but we're going to fall. Saison, get your crap together. We have a hothead. It's a little person that rides a mech into battle. The code name is Short Fuse, kind of like a Forge character. He's a problem solver with technology.
I did a picture of that guy after the call. I'm trying to find it. Yeah.
All right, what do you got? You got him?
I just started one.
It's little person Mutt.
It's like a little guy in a kind of a Hulk buster, but it's a mech. Short Fuse.
Yeah.
I love that he's an angry dwarf.
He's an angry elf.
We really fell short of our plan or something, and he always just takes it really personal.
What were we going to name him, like Jimmy Napoleon or something like that?
It's a Billy Napoleon is his name. That's what I have written down.
Back in the 90s, all those teams had midgets that were little people that were dwarvish, elvish people.
Halflings.
They had hobbit types that were leaders. Like, remember the Wildcats?
Oh, yeah. I think the guy's name was Troll.
Was it Troll?
Yeah, I think it was Troll. Didn't he have a suit on? He always wore a.
I'll find.
Yeah.
I just remember Puck.
And then there was Oberon, who was always with Mr. Miracle and Big Barda.
And also Mr. Big, who was with Black Panther in the 70s when Jack Kirby was going.
Is MODOK considered an Oompa Loompa? Is he he's kind of got that big head, little body thing going on.
Proportionally.
What is this dude's name? Oh, here he is.
I just love that our screen is just Mutt looking confused.
I'll get that ugly mug off of there. I don't know how to operate this thing. Is it Lord Imp?
Yes.
I'm trying to draw this big brute woman that changes with the seasons. I'm kind of thinking like...
Do it like Super Scroll style, you know?
Ooh, there you go.
I'm kind of thinking like almost like leafy dreads for hair.
Cool.
Yeah, their condition can reflect the season. Yeah.
Oh, the dreads.
That's a beautiful woman right there.
So yeah, let's talk about the Stoic Leader. We need to think of a Stoic Leader.
My superhero teams when I was in grade school, I didn't know any better. I had a guy called Flamer. He shoots fire.
Good try, little Mark. The leader could maybe be like some sort of reincarnated god or something like that. Those are always fun.
Well, he's got to be virtuous because he's got to hold all these people together.
Right. He's getting hobos off the streets.
Yeah, he's basically murdering drifters and
doing the city a favor, but also keep giving Buffalo Phil fresh meat.
I mean, he's not. You know, they're not real people.
He's got to be a fairly unique and virtuous person.
Right.
Let's call him Mutt.
Can we just make Mutt the leader?
I accept.
Draw yourself in there, please.
Do it. Oh,
no, we've already got a big beastly character. We don't need another one.
I've already come up with like 2 characters on this team. So, y'all.
You're doing all the heavy lifting, and we need to start pulling some weight.
I thought I could trust you guys. The best we got was shaved Mutt.
Get off my lawn!
Can this guy just be like an average Joe who really doesn't have any powers, but he's got to run the superhero team?
It could be like the guy on. Could be like the guy on in Deadpool 2. He is like Daryl or something, and he just shows up because they put an ad out in the paper.
Mutt, is that what your legs look like, buddy?
I'm just trying to make a cartoon out of myself so that you guys won't feel so intimidated by my masculinity.
Can this guy literally just be like Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
I was thinking the same thing.
So this gives him some depth now because this is the guy that has to go out and kill drifters for
That's right.
for Buffalo Phil.
Let's give him a hat if he's going outside.
He's beautiful.
Oh, he's got a bindle stick.
Every time I see these screen shares, I always assume that the person doing it is using the mouse to draw. And I'm getting like really jealous that you have this much control over a mouse. Look at him go.
On a trackpad.
That's how we do.
He's using one of those old, that little knob that was in the middle of the laptops that you had to...
Oh, God. No.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if somebody was that good with the eraser. Oh, what if he can pull anything out of his little bindle stick sack? And that's he has a magic sack, and he can pull anything his heart desires. He can pull out of it.
All right, why don't we call him Magic Mutt?
Well, he should have like a drifter type name.
I mean, Mutt.
We just call him Mutt. Yeah, I like it.
We're still out on whether or not Mutt actually has a home.
You'd feel real bad if you found out I lived in a train car, wouldn't you?
Not that bad. It adds to the mystery.
The drifter with the magic bag.
Let's call him Mongrel.
I never see Mutt past like the shoulder, so like this is how I picture Mutt now. Chicken legs. I I think she's walking around like Big Bird with the.
I wear like the big Janko jeans. Pipes.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like the nanny from Muppet Babies, like you're wearing those stockings.
Oh.
You know what, guys? I mean, you can laugh all you want to. This guy, in my opinion, says leader.
As he starts coloring the crotch.
You got to work on the focal points.
I'm digging it. I'm digging. Would you say you're going to call him? Do we have a name for him? Because he's kind of like a hobo. We should look up hobo language.
The drifter.
Yeah.
What you guys are missing is why is he a hobo?
He's so powerful.
Okay,
Sure.
That's a good start. Now, what else?
He smells.
Yeah.
Let's make him a werewolf, man.
Oh, look, we can call him Ben. You guys want to learn some hobo language?
Bend over? Is that what you were about to say?
No, it's
Come on. Come on.
there's a word called bindle stiff, and it's a hobo. It's a hobo who carries a bindle, which is the stick with the bag on it.
Bindle staff.
Ooh, Bindle staff.
Curse of the Bindle staff.
And his Bindle stick could be his weapon.
His magic bindle bag. He can pull stuff out. He can also just drop the bag and use the staff. Right?
What if the stick is enchanted, like it's a wizard's staff?
And the bag literally just has your lunch in it?
Yeah, the bag is just the bag.
He's got a sandwich in there.
Some marbles.
He's actually a really powerful legendary mage, but he's got amnesia. That's why he's out on the streets. He can't remember who he really is.
What if one of the team members helped him to remember who he is? And that's when he came into his leadership role.
It was Buffalo Phil, and that's why he owes them bodies.
Dude, now we're getting somewhere.
The other member knows who he is, but he's actually a really powerful evil wizard, and so they're constantly trying to keep him from remembering who he is.
Ooh.
Who you are.
They keep making him think that he's just an old hobo.
And they keep feeding him liquor.
So when does he ever actually use his powers if he always thinks he's a hobo?
He knows
I'm not going into that battle.
Every time he starts to remember, one of the other guys whacks him in the back of the head.
Bendel, use your staff!
No.
Bindle? Is that what you're going to call him, really? That's kind of a cool name, actually.
And he's wondering why these superheroes are always hanging out with him.
Yeah, he's constantly waking up out of a stupor, and he's like surrounded by people he doesn't know constantly.
What if like he has something in his bag? He doesn't look at it, but then when they're like, "Hey, we need you," he has to look at this thing. He remembers who he is. When he remembers, he's able to harness the power. But then he basically burns himself out. He wakes up and is like, "Oh, what happened?" They're like, "Oh, don't worry about it. You drank one too many blackberry brandies and you passed out."
Is he actually going to be evil is the question? If he remembers his powers at any given point, he's probably just going to turn on the team and just do evil, horrible things instead of...
I think he should be like, you think of good leaders and you got like Captain America and Professor X and all that, and they have an underlying reason to help. They're always trying to do something good. They're trying to be better.
Be better.
Can he sound like Sean Connery?
Yes, and he is from Scotland.
Ooh.
Scottish hobo dressed as an American train jumping.
Let me tell you the story.
What's he hung up on? What's his weakness? Is it alcohol? Mead?
Did you say mead? I don't know. What do homeless people like?
Let's consult.
Well, it varies.
Mm.
Spare biscuits.
Yeah.
When I worked in Boston, I came across a handful of fake homeless people, usually on my walk to work. It was the same guys every day, and they always had like brand new clothes, new iPods, and like they were just out there. There was always a neck brace. It was always like in a different spot. And
They do pretty well.
This is my favorite homeless story. Is I was driving to work one day, and so I'm driving down this road. I come to a stoplight, and I stop, and I look over, and there's a homeless dude with a sign. And this is at like 8 a.m. And he had this cardboard sign that he had written on with a Sharpie, and it said, "Need money for alcohol research."
Is this how you met Mutt?
I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "My name is Mutt." And I said, "Jump in."
He's like, I also draw. I used to walk by South Station, and there was this little old Asian lady who used to always ask for money. And I just gave it to her because she seemed like a sweetheart, but she always gave me candy in exchange for it. I ate it. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have, but it was like this little Asian candy. I don't know what it was.
She was probably in her tent every night, like she had gotten the gum off the subway.
She's wrapping it up in little candy wrappers.
Frying it up and then breaking it into pieces and calling
My
it
immune
Asian
system
candy.
is the immunity I built from eating that. used bubble gum from the Boston subways.
Yeah.
They're going to put you in a lab. They're going to hook you up to tubes, and they're just going to pump out
immune to
COVID
COVID.
vaccine from you.
That's the origin of COVID ops right there.
That's it. What if the origin of the whole story, a pandemic breaks out in the world and all the superheroes that are in action are taken out of action because they do not have immunity? But this ragtag group of heroes that we're putting together here actually do have immunity. So they're the ones that are left to fight what crime is left over.
It was just a handful of crazy homeless people that...
Yeah.
Like an
Oh
alien.
my gosh, could this just be a team of homeless people? Because that makes everything so much better.
I kind of like that.
Somebody get Cal back in here. We need somebody to ground us.
Speaking of
'cause it's
homeless
going to
people?
go.
Yeah.
I kind of like our team. Who's the dude in the background that's jumping in the air?
I didn't think about that, but we could have Short Fuse be back here.
Yeah, now, and the only contribution I can come up with is the Speedster. He's really, really fast, but he can only run about as far as a regular person. So don't ask him to run to New York, all right? Because that's not possible. If you need something from, 7-Eleven, okay, he's your man.
That's pretty good, actually.
Assuming that 7-Eleven is within...
Yeah, 5K. 5K, that's the name,
Mileage.
5K.
He does like one superhero act and he's like out of breath.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's out for the rest of the fight. I'll catch up, guys. I'll catch up.
All right, so the Stoic Leader is Bindlestaff, hobo, drifter that doesn't know his own power.
Let's just say this. An opposing wizard trapped him in the mindset of a beggar 1,000 years ago. And he's been a beggar in different cities all around the world ever since. But Buffalo Phil is the one that awakened him because he thought he was just some regular bum and he could just kind of use his body for a while. And that's what broke the curse. And then he came to like his eyes were open and he realized that it was just a facade that he's been wearing this whole time. So now he wears it to stay out of sight from his enemies, but he can take it off anytime he wants to with that staff. That's right, Mark. I did that right on the fly, man.
Oh,
I saw it right before your very eyes.
You freestyle comicked.
That's right, baby.
Is he moist? Is that what you're doing? He's just always moist.
This is a style choice. He's got like a drippy paint job.
Ew. He looks like boogers.
That's his nickname in the group. We call him Boogers.
Yeah.
You should
We're giving him every name except the one I came up with is what we're...
Well, and this is Mark's contribution. Keep it in mind.
What does his staff do? Did we decided to give him a staff?
Well, we kind of got Bendel staff now. We don't need a 2-staff team. He should have nunchucks.
One too many staffs.
He can't use them because nobody can. They're just under a safe social distance from people.
Yeah. Does he need nunchucks if he absorbs the injuries of his fellow teammates and then directs them on his foes? What does he do with the nunchucks?
That's how he does it. He takes the sickness of or whatever the injury is, and he applies it through the nunchucks to the opponent.
Which can't reach the opponent because he's outside of a safe social distance. Does he have 6 fingers on the hand?
Of course he does.
I think he gave him an extra finger there, buddy.
We're not editing. We're not editing right now, okay?
I was looking at that guy from Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah. Wesley.
And we have our Speedster, our asthmatic Speedster. Who
This guy right here could be 5K. I like
Give me
that.
5K. Yeah, do that.
Okay. Can we give him an inhaler?
Puffer.
I ran too far.
There's his puffer. Asthmatic speedster.
He has a runner's belt on.
It's just filled with EpiPens because he has every allergy known to man. He's asthmatic. He's
A fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
A fanny pack.
He always ends up being at the right place at the right time somehow. He's just kind of lucky.
He always saves the day, and everybody hates it because it's the most useless character.
Well, I think we've done a lot of good damage here today.
I think we did some good work. I hope Cal is not embarrassed by what we've accomplished tonight.
We actually created a worse Westlake Avengers. Your greatest
Yeah.
Avengers.
You guys have a wonderful evening.